So you've just unboxed a brand new Galaxy S8 and you want to go exploring everything this phone has to offer. That's great, and there's certainly no shortage of features here, both new additions and familiar stuff from previous Galaxies. That's why we've rounded up the first things to do with your new Galaxy S8. Let's take a look. First, you want to make sure the buttons are customized to your liking. The Galaxy S8 is the first Samsung flagship to use on-screen buttons, and that means you've got a few new options here. Go to Settings, Display, Navigation Bar, and you'll see a bunch of options. You can change the background color, there are a few presets, or you can go totally wild and select something from the color wheel. It's worth remembering that this color preference only affects Samsung's own apps. Normal Android apps will still use the standard black, or whatever shade the developer chose. You can also choose to bypass the lock screen using the Virtual Home button. This works pretty well with iris scanning or face unlock, or Google's Smart Unlock feature. It means there's no need to swipe when unlocking the phone, just hard press that Virtual Home key. And if you do want to switch on and just see the lock screen, you can still do that by tapping the power key on the right. It's a nice option if you're sick of swiping on that lock screen to unlock. Next, the button order. By default, this matches the order of earlier Samsung phones, but if you prefer the way most other Android phones do things, you can reverse the order of the on-screen keys. And finally, you can also tune the sensitivity of that invisible home button. I prefer to move the sensitivity up a notch, but it's worth playing around with the 5 different levels and seeing which one feels the most natural. Second, make sure to set up a secure unlock method that works for you. The Galaxy S8 gives you 3 biometric unlock options: fingerprint, iris, and face unlock. Now, it's no secret the Galaxy S8's fingerprint scanner is in kind of a terrible place, back there right next to the camera, so it's worth exploring the other 2 options and seeing which one works best for you. Both are pretty quick and easy to set up. The main differences are that face unlock is less secure, so it can't be used to authenticate over Samsung Pay. And generally speaking, face unlock works best in moderate to bright lighting, iris works best if you're not outdoors or anywhere near bright light. You also can't use face unlock and irises at the same time, so it's worth just picking the one that seems the most reliable to you. If neither is a good option, there's also Google's Smart Lock feature found in the security menu. This lets you unlock automatically when your Galaxy S8 is paired to a trusted Bluetooth gadget like a smartwatch or fitness band, or when you're in a trusted location like your home. If you decide to stick it out with the Galaxy S8's fingerprint scanner, here's a tip to make it a little less finicky. You can add up to 4 fingerprints, but to avoid annoying errors with your finger not being recognised, you might want to just add multiple scans of whichever finger you usually use to unlock. So in my case, 3 of the 4 are just scans of different areas of my right index finger, helps it work a little bit more reliably. For extra security, you'll want to enable Android's Secure Startup feature. This means your Galaxy S8 will require a PIN, pattern, or password before it fully starts up, and after 30 failed attempts to enter that password, your data will be wiped. It's a good option for protecting your stuff if your phone is stolen. But yeah, Google isn't messing around when it says it'll wipe your data. That's exactly what'll happen if you forget your pattern or PIN. Android will ask you to switch on Secure Startup when you first set up your phone, or you can go to the lock screen security menu to set it up at any time. Next, you'll want to get to grips with the new Samsung home screen launcher. It's changed a bit from the old TouchWiz days. In addition to looking a lot nicer, some stuff has moved around. You get to your app drawer by swiping up or down at the home screen, at least by default. It's easy to go back and bring the All Apps button if that's what you prefer. Or, if you're coming from an iPhone, you might want to have no app drawer at all and keep all your apps on your home screen. Choosing your grid size for both the app drawer and the home screen is also important. I've gone for the largest size possible to fit more stuff onto my S8 Plus's big display. On the smaller S8, you might want to stick to the default. There are so many wallpapers and themes to explore here in the Samsung Themes app, including some suitably futuristic backdrops from Samsung. And then there are the Infinity wallpapers, my personal favourite, which customise the always-on display lock screen and home screen and smoothly animate between these 3 screens in a really slick way. We talked about the fingerprint sensor before, and it's true that it's in a pretty awkward spot compared to most phones, but if you do find you can use it, it's worth enabling one really neat shortcut that'll help you out with notifications. Go to Settings, Advanced Features, and you can enable Finger Sensor Gestures, which lets you swipe up or down on the fingerprint scanner to bring down the notification shade. A lot of other phones have this turned on by default, but Samsung apparently doesn't. The Galaxy S8 is of course a very tall phone, the S8 Plus is taller still, so it's handy to have an alternative way to drag down that notification shade. It's also worth poking around the Advanced Features menu a bit more. That's where you'll find options to turn on the one-handed mode, which can actually be really useful on the larger S8 Plus. Now, the new extra tall Infinity display is one of the standout features of the Galaxy S8, but its unusual aspect ratio can cause issues with some apps. As a result, Samsung tends to be pretty conservative about which third-party apps it lets use the whole display, and that means you might see more black borders than you'd like. There's an easy way around this though. Go to Settings, Display, Fullscreen apps, and tag the ones you want to run in full screen. Or if you come across an app that's letterboxed, just tap the recent apps key and then hit the resize bubble that appears. It's worth remembering some apps may break or appear stretched if you force them to go full screen, but almost all the apps I've tried work flawlessly. Finally, some quickfire bonus tips. If you've noticed the Galaxy S8 only shows you your 3 most recent notification icons in the top left corner, there's actually a really easy way to change this so you can see all your pending icons at once. Just go to Settings, Display, Status Bar, and switch off Show Recent Notifications Only to see all your stuff. Want to see more on your Galaxy S8 screen at once? Take a look at Settings, Display, Screen Zoom and Font, where you'll be able to make things smaller and fit more on the display. Or maybe you hate the Galaxy S8's rounded rectangular icon borders. Go to Settings, Display, Icon Frames, and you can turn them off for third-party apps. Easy. So those are our top tips for your new Galaxy S8. If you've got any of your own, be sure to share them down in the comments. In the meantime, that's it from me. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss new videos from us as they land. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.